Hi, I'm Anna at the Sewing Studio, and in this video I am going to talk you through the Janome J3-20. I'm going to talk you through its features and functions, show you everything that comes in the box, show you how to thread the machine, do some sewing, show you its capabilities, and then talk a bit about warranty and support. Now we've split all those into chapters, so if there's a particular section you're interested in, feel free to head over to that. So the J3-20 is a mechanical machine and standard size, so it's got 6 inches of space to the right of the needle. It has 20 different stitch options, and those are all conveniently listed on the front of the machine here. Now they're all lettered, and these are your standard stitches, and then you've also got stretch stitches here as well. And they're easily selected by using the corresponding letter on the dial here. Here you can change the length of the stitch up to a maximum of 4 millimeters, and you do have a little bit of play in the width of your zigzag between the straight stitch and the zigzag stitch to adjust the width up to 5 millimeters too. You've also got a one-step buttonhole option and your reverse lever. The presser foot has an extra high lift to get any bulky items underneath, and there's a 3-piece feed dog system, and those can be dropped to do any kind of free motion work or darning. It's got a built-in needle threader and a handy cutter on the side there. The bobbin is a front loading, that's just in the front there, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to the sewing section. You've also got a free arm, and then there's a little bit of storage for the accessories in the tray there. Talking about the accessories, this machine comes with the standard foot that will already be on the machine, a zipper or piping foot, an adjustable blind hem, a satin stitch foot, and a foot for your one-step buttonhole, along with a range of accessories, and an instruction book, your combined foot pedal and power lead, and a soft cover. So let's get the machine plugged in, show you how to thread it, and do some sewing. So I've plugged the machine in and switched it on. As you can see, the light is now there. So you want to pop up one of the spool pins. There is 2 for if you do any twin needle work. We only need the one, doesn't matter which one. So drop that in there, and then everything is numbered for you. So you're coming in number 1, number 2. Now here there should be a take-up lever, and I can see it's not there, and that's because the needle is already starting to go down to draw up the bobbin thread. So you just want to turn the hand wheel towards you, always towards you, to raise the needle, and you can see the take-up lever is then there. So you want to go around and make sure it pops into the front there, down into number 4, and then the last one is the guide just above the needle. And you've got a second guide there, like I say, for if you were doing anything with a twin needle. Now the needle threader comes down to the same point every single time. So it's down to us when we're using the machine to make sure that that eye of the needle is in the right position. Now for this machine, that is usually when the take-up lever is at the highest point. So you would have already set that when you were threading the top. So then you just come down, lay the thread in, draw it back, and there's your loop to pull through. Now, as I said, it's a front loading bobbin, so you just pop the tray off, lower the door, and there's a little lever there. You can just pull that out. There will be an empty bobbin in there when you get the machine. So with the tail of thread to the right, you're just going to pop the bobbin in the case, and then there's a little slit at the top there, and you just pop the thread up through there and under that plate. And then you want to line up this arm with a little indent in the top of the ring there, and you just push that until you hear it click, and that's that in. And then to draw up your bobbin thread, hold on to the needle thread, drop the needle down, don't forget, always turning the handle towards you, back up again, pull on the needle thread, and then you've got the bobbin thread on the top there. Close the door, pop the tray back on, unless you're doing anything with the free arm. I just cut the excess off on the little cutter on the side there. Right, I've got 2 pieces of cotton, so let's take a look at a straight stitch. So all your stitches are here, all 20 of them, and you've got a straight stitch here in the centre position is letter A, straight stitch in the left is B, so you can move it across for if you're you know, putting a zip in or doing piping or something like that. So we're just going to stay in the centre position. Now this dial is already on letter A, which is that stitch there, and then the stitch length, I'm going to go about 2.5. So you just pop your fabric in, drop your needle down and make a start on the foot pedal. To do your reverse, you just pop the lever down, press the foot pedal, go back for as far as you want to go, release, pop your foot on the foot pedal and come forward. Now I went top speed there just to show you, which is around 720 stitches per minute. Just secure those, take the work out, and that's your standard straight stitch. That's obviously the top, and then that's underneath. So to select a different stitch, let's take a look at the zigzag. That's letter C. So I'm just going to go around to C. And then we'll stick with a 2.5 stitch length. Do that there. Now, as I mentioned, there is a bit of tolerance in the width of the zigzag stitch between B and C. So if I just take the needle out, always change your stitch with the needle out because it'll want to move its position. So if I go down more towards B, then it will sew a narrower zigzag. And there you go. So that's your kind of standard zigzag stitch, and then you can make it narrower on the width. You can also obviously change the length and make it narrower that way. So if you were doing some applique or something like that and wanted to do like a satin stitch around it, it's more than achievable on this machine. For the one-step buttonhole, you want to grab the one-step buttonhole foot and then you just push this back piece out, lay your button in and then clamp it down. And you've now got a distance here that is the size of your buttonhole plus an extra 2 millimeters, so the button easily goes in and out of the hole. So these feet just pop off with the lever there, and then to get it back on, you're lining this bar at the front there, underneath, do the extra lift to get it in, and then it just snaps on the bar there. So the next thing you want to do is get your needle thread underneath the bobbin foot, and the easiest way to do that is to pop your piece of fabric underneath, drop your needle in, back up again, and then pull the fabric through. And then you've got both threads there. And then you want to bring the sensor down, the buttonhole foot sensor, which is just behind the needle threader, and bring that down as far as it will come, and that will sit in place. So to select the buttonhole stitch, you've got your symbol here, and that's replicated on the stitch selector. So I'm just going to turn it round so that's at the top, and then again on the length dial you've got the same symbol there. So you have got a bit of tolerance on the length. I'm on cotton, so I'm going to go to 0.5, and then you might want to put a little mark on your fabric of where you want the buttonhole to start. It's going to sew it that way, and then you would line that hole in the little window there. Pop your fabric underneath, drop the needle in, and off you go. And it's at this point now when it's come back down this right hand side and it's about to do the bar tacks that you want to keep an eye on it and stop when you think there's enough. And then you can pop the work out, if I can grab it, snip off the threads, and there you have your nice neat buttonhole. So let's take a look at some different types of fabric now. So I'm just going to take the buttonhole foot off, pop the standard one back on. Actually, I'll unthread this needle because I'm going to sew with some jersey fabric. So I'm going to pop a jersey needle in, And these are standard needles with the flat back. We tend to keep a brand called Schmetz. They're a German brand because they're very good quality. Don't tend to break very easily or be bent straight out the packet, which is very important. I've got some stretchy fabric here, so I'm going to choose the triple straight stitch. So this is in orange on letter A. So I want to go round to letter A, and then you'll see it's orange here with SS for stretch stitch. So you want to go around there, and then you've got a little bit of tolerance in the length of your stitch. This is really quite stretchy, so I'm going to go on the longer side. Pop your fabric in, drop your needle. I tend to go a little slower when sewing stretch stitches, especially the triple ones, because the machine feeds the fabric back and forth, so it just gives a chance to it to do the motion without shifting the top layer of fabric too much. And that's your nice triple stretch stitch. And lastly, we'll take a look at the thicker side of fabrics. So I've got some denim, so I'm just going to pop a denim needle in, or a jeans needle. Get that threaded. So this doesn't have any stretch in it, so I'm going to go back to the standard stitch. Now it's already on A, so all I need to do is choose a normal stitch length. Because this is thicker than, say, the cotton we were using, I'm going to go for a longer stitch length. Draw that up, and that's nice and neat, no skip stitches, and a nice secure seam. So let's double that over. I'm just going to snip off those threads there. And so go through 4 layers now. I might just increase the length slightly again as it's a bit more thicker. And there it is. That's the bottom of that row there, and the seam is not going anywhere. Now this machine comes with Janome's 2-year warranty as standard. You can extend that up to 5 years should you wish to, and in the box there is a card that explains all that to you. And we're here at the sewing studio as well for any help or any advice that you might need with your new machine. So I hope I've managed to show you how easy this machine is to use and its capabilities so that you can decide whether it's the right machine for you. If so, head on over to our website and grab yours now. Delivery is fast and free. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.